Hey there, it's Seaton. Today I will be doing my perfume collection from that I'm going to be using for spring and summer. I vaguely counted how many are in this basket. It's over 60. I have over 100 fragrances, so that's a little bit too unwieldy for me. So I'm just going to be doing my spring summer. And I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can. So I'm not going to go into like really details except just to say, hey, this is what I have. Here's the bottle. I might be talking about some lingering on if I think they're like more rare or more vintage, or if I have some interesting facts I want to pass on. But otherwise, let's try to do this as quickly as we can. I know that people like to watch these things, so let's just go on. Okay, let me see. Where do I start? I have a bunch of citrus fragrances that I'm really into lately. Obviously, I have the L'Occitane verbena sorbet. This is a limited edition, but it pretty much smells like the regular verbena. I have the 100 mils, 3.3 ounces. Let me see. I also have the classic 477 in a tester because this is 3 ounces, and the 3 ounces pretty much only comes in this tester. I tested it before I bought it, and when I first initially smelled it, I thought it smelled like peppery lemonade, and I still do, but this actually lasts longer than a lot of the other pure citrus fragrances that I have. There is a reason why this has lasted for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's such a classic. Let me see if I could reach. Okay, here. This is a limited edition Guerlain bottle of the classic Eau de Cologne Imperial. Extra dry, like it's like, fine wine or something. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, as you can see, I never opened it. It's in the classic 4.2 125 millimeter bottle. I keep it just to have it in my collection. Recently I was at the I should say earlier this year, I was at the Guerlain boutique, and they had these classic B bottles, which is round. Here is the current style these days, which is, as you can see, oval. Let's see if we can compare what they look like. This is the spray, obviously. In all these different colors: orange, bright green, bright yellow, bright blue. So I really wanted to get those, and they were selling it empty, but they were selling it for $69. And then you had to buy the perfume to fill it, and it had to be from the Métier collection, which is $260. So $69 plus $260 just to do your own perfumes in a special limited edition bottle. I was like, yeah, F that. So I just have this, this classic vintage the Imperial. I'm gonna open it soon, even though it's probably churned by now. But I've always just had this just for reference. There's a few Guerlain perfumes that I have just for reference, just because as a perfumista, it's just like something you should have in your vocabulary. And here is another citrus one, which is the Guerlain Eau de Fleurs de Citron, which is which is flowers and citrus. This is just lemons and mint. It is very, very clean lemons. Doesn't smell oud at all. it was put to my attention by Mr. Smelly on YouTube. And I really, really, really like this, except that it pretty much lasts the least of all my citrus perfumes, but it has that certain Guerlain base that people talk about, and I like to use this to layer with the classic Guerlain perfumes, like, oh god, I can't find them. It's all on the bottom, but like Le Hair Bleu or Après Leon D. So have that. Let me see if I can find the other citrus ones. Oh yeah, here. This is the Laura Mercier Verbena Infusion. You saw that in like my first perfume video, so I'm not going to go into that. This is a little bit. This smells more like pure lemon than verbena, than some of the other ones, but it has like a more of a dent than some of the other citrus perfumes that I have, because it's in the 50 mils, 1.7 ounces. And easier to carry, which is why you saw that in my parents' home video. Let me see. I think next is, okay, so next I'm going to show you my Elizabeth Arden green tea collection. I have, I believe 7. This is the newest one, green tea pear blossom, 1.7 ounces. It pretty much smells exactly like one of the others that I have, which is, let's see, oh, here it is. Sorry about the noise. The green tea yuzu. It smells pretty much similar to this one, so kind of disappointing. Not my favorites. My favorites from the line is the original green tea, which I have in the big size, and oh yeah, here it is. Green tea mimosa, which is a little bit slightly powdery. So I love powdery perfumes. I like light perfumes, as you can probably see from this collection. My favorite notes, which I have mentioned, but just to reiterate, my favorite notes in perfumes are fig, tea, which is why you're probably gonna see a lot of like tea notes in my perfumes. And I'm not really into flowers or florals, but if but I gravitate toward heliotrope. Heliotrope is one of my favorites. And I think this might have some in it. Let me see. And I also have this one. This is probably my third favorite of the green tea, which is green tea honeysuckle. It's it's like the honeysuckle note in it. Just like adds a little bit differential that like is notable, and it makes it stand out as a flanker on its own. Let me see. Oh yeah, I also have green tea cherry blossom. Of course, I have green tea fig, which I don't like. I think the mixed together is not the greatest. And I think the fig in here. I mentioned that I like a ripe, juicy fig fruit note, and this is not quite as juicy and ripe fig in it for me to really like it. Let's see what else. Then I also have from the Acqua line, Guerlain Tea Azura. I tested a bunch thinking that I was going to go for coconut fig, but for some reason this caught my eye. Tea is probably the tea note. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. And it's probably the only Acqua I'm probably gonna have. Okay, and then and another one is Bulgari All Thé Blanc, which is white tea. I have this in 2.5 ounces, and I have the old package. This is my third bottle, by the way. The new packaging has like gold hardware instead of this brushed silver, which actually I prefer. It's very clean looking, very classy, very Bulgari. Bulgari is probably my favorite perfume house, because a lot of their line is soapy, powdery, light, which is like my vibe. So this was my signature perfume for years and years and years. Like I said, I'm on my third bottle. Um, but the only reason why it's not quite perfect is because it has no silage. It's cologne. So cologne. It has no silage and no projection. Though one time I was in a conference room with like many people, like 10 people, and somebody said, and they were across the big conference table. What is that scent? And I realized that she was talking about me, and I was wearing this, and it was like the only time that like somebody smelt it on me when I was far away. And I pretty much lathered myself in it, like which I rarely do. I probably used it, like I sprayed it maybe more than 6 times, which is very unusual for me. But there we go. And then I also have this, by the way, is probably by my favorite nose, which is Jacques Cavallier. And I also have another one, which is Thé des Vignes, which is tea from the vines by Claude. This is eau fraiche, which means fragrant water. And it smells very similar to this one, in the fact that it's very light, very fresh, very clean. Smells almost white. I really like it, except that it has really no projection. It's a total skin scent from the go. But there's something about it I really liked. And then when I got home, I realized that it's by Jacques Cavallier, so it made sense to me. Okay, so we're at the 12-minute mark, and it's not going really fast, so let's just keep on going. I have Bulgari Black, which is unisex, usually found in the men's department, one of the all-time classic. I like it when I want, it's very urban. It has a rubber note and tea note, which is very interesting. It's, I'm sure you're going to find lots of reviews of it, because it's just a fabulous perfume, groundbreaking actually. And I like to wear it when I want to be edgy, like a black leather jacket edgy, which is really not me, but like sometimes I'm in the mood, so I love to wear that. And this is my second bottle. I have Guerlain's Après l'Incendie, which is After the Rainstorm. This is, in my view, and this was introduced in, like, I think 1910 or 1904, something like that. Anyway, around that era. This, in my view, is one of the masterpieces of perfume. So it has heliotrope in it, besides violets, iris, all that powdery goodness. It's a beautiful, melancholy piece of art, and I have a love and hate relationship with it, but I'm so glad it's in my collection, because to me it's probably Guerlain's best perfume. Though I also have let me see, Le Hair Bleu, but I just pretty much have it just for reference. Let me see. Here is Oscar de la Live and Love New York version, 3.3 ounces. It's a nice floral. I'm not really into florals, but it's not bad. Let's see. I have this Winnie the Pooh non-alcohol spray of honey. It's supposed to be like pure honey. Had good reviews on Fragrantica. It was like less than $10. And it's like plastic honey to me. I think a lot of the non-alcoholic perfumes, fragrances have a certain plastic scent, which I really dislike and I could discern. I've like gone through like four, different ones, and they all have that certain note, which I really dislike, and I'm trying to avoid them from now on. But obviously this bottle is like a honey pot, so I thought it was like, worth a try. It's really not horrible, but would not recommend. And speaking of not, low alcohol based perfumes, this is Jacques Dill, which means girl. I have it in the 1 ounce, and you can see that it says 60 volume alcohol, even though it says eau de toilette, which should be like 80%. This is a very nice, soft, powdery, because it's mostly violet. It's supposed to have a fig note. I cannot discern it. It's supposed to be like my 19th fig fragrance, but I don't consider a fig fragrance. But it's, it's very, very pretty, soft, powdery. Not very strong, which sucks. But yeah, okay. And then let's keep on going. Fig fragrances. Okay, let's quickly go through those. No, that's not a fig fragrance. Okay, this is Philosophy Pure Grey Summer Moments, which is summer limited edition. I have a video review on this. Also saw this, Sea Salt and Fig, Kindred Goods. You also saw this in my 2 previous videos. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, here. I mentioned this also, though I didn't show it. This is Lucy Big Royal Green Fig, Vanilla Woods. And you can see that it has like, 2 different decals on each side. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, here it is. Okay, this is Calypso St. Bart's Fig. And it has like a green mint tassel attached to it, but I took it off because I don't like tassels and ribbons. I don't like that style, and I prefer like a clean look. They have like, right now, they currently, after the rebranding, have only 3 fragrances, and they all have the exact same bottles with like different colored tassels, but I don't intend to get the other 2, so it doesn't matter. Have Ellen Tracy Bronze, which is a good heliotrope light fragrance like that. Something similar, and which I probably like more, is Fancy Love by Jessica Simpson. I bought this at Marshall's, and somebody tested it and lost the cap, so got this for like under $10, so I'm fine with it. Let me see what else. Oh, here's another fragrance. This is Agent Provocateur Electra. I'm not really crazy about these bottles. This is like half lime, half fig, so it's like a lime fig balm. Really good for summer. Not bad. Here is the only Loewe fragrance that I have is Loewe You. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the Spanish Lux House, which is spelled Loewe. I'm saying it like Loewe because I was told that it's like, you're supposed to say it like Loewe. This is half rose and half cedar wood. It's okay. Oh, here's another fig fragrance. It's Berdoues fig and Sichuan. I didn't realize that the Sichuan, let me see if I could focus on this. Sichuan stands for Sichuan powder. It's a little bit too medicinal for me. And another one, this one I like a little bit more, is it's white fig cologne. And this is citrus and fig, very good for summer. Okay, let's see. I have Brooks Brothers New York for women. It's like a classic bottle. I think I paid less than $10 for this clearance in Marshall's. It's a nice rose fragrance. Nothing special, but for the price, it was worth it. Okay, let's keep on going. I have Vintage Bloom by Jessica Simpson. I liked it. I got it before Fancy Love. I like Fancy Love more, but this is okay. Okay, I have Snow Angel by Philosophy, which is similar to, okay, let me see. Oh yeah, here it is. Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Sheer. I have it in the 1 ounce. I did a review on this one comparing it to the Philosophy Snow Angel on Fragrantica. So you could check that out if you want my thoughts on it. Let me see. See if I see any more fig fragrances. No. Okay, so let's go into my Hermes. From the Jardin series, I have my favorite Jardin, which is Un Jardin après la mousson, which is after the monsoon. It's a ginger fragrance. I have a love-hate relationship with the longtime Hermes perfume nose, Jean-Claude Ellena. I think he's a genius, but he's a little bit too cerebral for me sometimes. I do actually shop at Hermes, so I come across them, so I have a few. But if given my choice, if I don't shop at Hermes, I probably would not have this. I also have Un Jardin Linnea. It's only like green mangoes to me. This is the most popular of the Jardin series, always has been. So I have a 1.7 ounce, but it's really not my jam. Others, let me see. I have Hermes, the classic Eau de Orange Vert. This is the older vintage bottle. Let's see, what else do I have? There's like, here. This is Calèche Eau Delicate, 1 ounce. Hermes really doesn't like to do this 1 ounce size anymore. But you can see that this is like a little bit iridescent, very pretty bottle. And then I have Jour d'Hermes. You can see that name right there through the bottle. This is 2.5 ounces. This is a good daytime perfume. Has the Hermes logo. Oh God, it's not focusing. But anyway, I went through I went trying to find like a signature Hermes perfume. Went through like maybe like 35, 40 fragrances, and this is the one that I came up with. But it's like a little bit similar to this one, which is Lanvin, A Girl in Capri, 1 ounce. Let me see. Let me get the old bottle back. They both have like that white cap, thick glass bottom. Both have like that Mediterranean vibe. Really nice. They're both very good. Oops. But the drawer is a little bit more woody. Another summer spring fragrance that I'm really looking forward to using is Sunny Diane. People complain that it has no longevity. Probably true, but I have this nice 3.3 ounce bottle. It's mostly driftwood, marine notes. Really, really nice beachy scent. Here's another one that you probably don't see very often, which is limited edition for their Valentine collection. It's still available on their website, which is Kiko Milano's Scented Water Magnetic Attraction. Very soft, slightly gourmand, powdery fragrance. Really, really, really like it. Wish it was stronger, but oh well. I have one Penhalgion, which is the classic Cornubia. This is a fragrance from 1904, which has like 30 notes in it, but including heliotrope, which is why I like it. Have Jovan White Musk Cologne, a classic. Let me see. Here is Quel's Fleur, blah 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 blah. You know, the fragrance that like Lady Diana wore on her wedding day. I'm not really into this kind of like, really floral perfume anymore, but but here's my vintage bottle. Here, speaking of my love-hate relationship with Jean-Claude Ellena, here is Paul and Joe Blanc White. This was one of his homages to Après Guerlain's Après now I'm like, really like teetering on toward the end. I can't remember, but anyway, you could like look it up. This has been discontinued. It's like a rare Jean-Claude Ellena perfume, and I actually use Paul and Joe cosmetics, so this was like a no-brainer. Armani Acqua di Giola. You saw that in my previous video, so don't have to go into that. This is Palm Beach 1922, a cheapie from Marshall's. This is actually quite nice for under $10. Here is Times Cologne, the Tiara, which is discontinued. Britney Spears Intimate Fantasy. Here's another fig fragrance that I have, which is let me see, Comme Tour's Pacifique Cocoa Fig, coconut and fig. Here is Armani Code Limited Edition Summer from I think around 2011. I got this because I really like the Armani Code, but it's a little bit on the heavy side. It's mostly orange blossom and honey. Oh my god, the honey note in it is so addictive. So I, when I came across this summer edition, I got it. But you know what? I like the original Code better. It has like a little bit more citrus or wood notes in it, and it doesn't quite. It's not quite as addictive, because you don't really smell the honey as much. Okay, let's keep on going. I have some, like, if a perfume is called white, I like, gravitate toward it. This is Zara White. It has mostly freesia notes in it. This is Kenneth Cole White. I like this a lot. Let me see if there's any more whites. No, you already saw the Bulgari one. Here is a vintage bottle of Gucci #1 Eau de Parfum. The first, I'm sorry that it's not focusing. The first perfume for women from the House of Gucci from 1974, signed by the great G. Robert. This was my signature for a long time, and I don't spray it anymore because I just like hold on to it. See, this is Lancome Maison Fig and Grooms. Don't really like this that much because of the large jasmine note in it, and I'm kind of salty that the design, the gold design on the bottle is not like figs like the 100 ml perfume bottle is. So this is the 1 ounce. Oh. Is it 1 ounce or 1.7 ounce? Yeah, it's the 1 ounce. And, I'm kind of salty that this bottle is so cheap in comparison, even though it's like $75. Here is Guerlain, Mon Guerlain. Everybody has this. Oh, here's Kindred Goods Old Navy Autumn Air and Daisies. Here is one of my most expensive bottles, the Creed Millesime Imperial. This is really not my jam. I inherited this bottle. It's like all like sea salt water. Ugh. Let's see. This is from Pacifica. It's called Happy Hardcore. It's vanilla and tuberose. I really like this. Ariana Grande's Cloud. Everybody has this one. Ooh, and then I have two fragrances from Urban Outfitters Gourmand collection. This one is the Whiskey Noir, which is the better one. It's like deeper than most of the others. I really like this. And then I also have coconut milk, and it does smell just exactly like coconut milk. Okay, so that is it. That's like over 60 perfumes. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, etc. Bye now.